The price of a solar system depends on many factors. The biggest factor is the type of products you are using inside the solar system. You see three types of solar systems in the market: on-grid, off-grid, and hybrid. So first you have to find out which one of these three is suitable for you. Only after that you should check the price of a solar system. So first let us talk about the on-grid system. Where there is electricity available for 24 hours and you only want to reduce your electricity bill, you can take an on-grid system. In this system you get the feature of grid export. This means after installing this system you can take electricity from the grid, or if extra electricity is coming from your solar panels, then you can send it to the grid. The second type is off-grid, which is now used very less because subsidy is available only on hybrid, and hybrid gives both off-grid and on-grid features. But even today off-grid is much cheaper compared to hybrid. You use off-grid for battery backup. Where there is a power cut problem, you can use an off-grid system to run a good amount of load during the day or even at night. The third type is hybrid, which is the most costly. It can work as both off-grid and on-grid, and you get many extra features inside it. However, the features depend on the inverter you are using. So the inverter is an important component of every solar system. Choosing the right inverter is very important, and the total cost of your system depends a lot on it. If you want to install an on-grid solar system, you get two types of inverters: micro-inverter and string inverter. You need a micro-inverter when there are chances of shadow falling on your solar panels. If you know where your solar panels will be installed and you know that shadow can fall there, then using micro-inverters will help, because even if some panels get shadow, the remaining panels will still produce full electricity. That is why micro-inverters are used. But if there is no shadow problem on your roof, you can use a string inverter. It is more budget friendly. You can say it is cheaper. If you want to go for off-grid, almost every brand in India gives off-grid inverters. Most of them are transformer-based inverters. The benefit is that you can choose any brand as per your choice and budget, because all brands have all capacities. Here you get off-grid inverters from 500 VA to even 50 kVA. But recently, Day brand has also launched its off-grid inverter. It is transformer-less technology, which is cheaper than hybrid but slightly costlier than transformer-based inverters. So it is your choice whether you want a transformer-less inverter or a transformer-based inverter. The third type is hybrid, which works like both on-grid and off-grid. The hybrid market has become very wide now. Many brands now have hybrid inverters, and here the price difference is very big. Let me explain with an example. The hybrid inverter of Day brand that I installed is a 5 kilowatt model. You can install 5 kilowatt panels on it. You can run a 5 kilowatt load on it. Its price is around 1 lakh rupees. Recently, some brands have launched their 6.2 kilowatt hybrid inverters. For example, Servotech and Starline also have such inverters. On these inverters, you can run around 6,200 watts load and install up to 6,500 watt panels, and their price remains around 60,000 rupees. So here you will see that these inverters give more load capacity and panel capacity, and the price is low, but the price depends on the features and quality of the product you are buying. So if you are getting an inverter for 60,000 rupees, it is correct for its place. If you are getting one for 1 lakh rupees, it is also correct for its place. You only have to check your budget. If your budget is not even 60,000, then you can go for transformer-based inverters, where efficiency is a little lower, but they are much cheaper than all others. For example, the Util brand has its transformer-based inverters, and they also have lithium batteries. If you want a combo with lithium, you can take it. So you get many types of inverters in the market. Now you need to see which inverter is suitable for you. The costing we are going to tell is to give you a general idea. You should get a solar system in that price range. If you get it costlier, you can check the same system with another brand. Now let us tell you the components used inside a solar system. One is the inverter, one is the solar panel. You also need structure. You also need wiring. Along with this, AC/DB and DC/DB boxes are needed. Earthing is needed. A lightning arrestor is also installed. Many installers skip these components to cut costs. For example, in an off-grid inverter, they directly connect solar panels without DC/DB. They skip AC/DB too. At many places, they do not do proper earthing, or they skip the lightning arrestor. By skipping these parts, they reduce the cost. This makes you feel that one installer is giving a cheaper system and another is giving a costly one. So before installing any solar system, you must check what components the installer is actually going to install. If he installs all safety devices, all components, does proper installation, and uses the correct wire size, then no solar system will feel costly. But if you force cost cutting, then the installer will definitely cut costs. He may remove some components, or use low quality components, or reduce wire size. This will harm your system. Do not spoil your system just to save some money. Install a proper solar system at the right price so that it lasts for 25 years, because solar panels come with a 25-year warranty. Your complete system should run for 25 years easily. Only then you will get the real benefit of installing solar panels. Now let us talk about the price of a solar system, and here we talk about a 1 kilowatt solar system. A 1 kilowatt solar system is neither installed as an on-grid system nor as a hybrid system. You install it only as an off-grid system, and for a 1 kilowatt solar system, many inverters are available in the market now. If you only want to install solar panels of 1 kilowatt, meaning your load does not run up to 1 kilowatt, but you want to install 1 kilowatt panels, then you can take the Gamma Plus inverter of UTL company. You can take the NXG Pro 1 inverter of Luminous. In Eastman also, you get a 1 kVA inverter that supports 1 kilowatt panels. In the same way, you get it in Microtech also. So whichever brand's inverter you like, you can take that one. You simply need to see that it is MPPT technology. It should support 1 kilowatt panels, because only if it has MPPT technology, you can install solar panels up to 500 500 watt each. This means you can easily connect two panels of 500 watt each. But if your load is around 800 to 900 watt or around 1 kilowatt, then you can take the Apertron 1800 inverter. Its load capacity is 1500 VA and it also supports panels up to 1500 watt. But it is a little costlier than the 1 kVA inverter. The 1 kVA inverter costs you around 9,000 rupees. The 1500 VA inverter costs around 12,000 to 13,000 rupees. Now your solar panels will cost around 18,000 to 19,000 rupees for more than 1 kilowatt capacity, and you will get them online also. Apart from this, you have to spend for the structure and wires. Along with that, you can also use a lead acid battery. So roughly, you will see that your 1 kilowatt off-grid system is prepared for less than 50,000 rupees. Now let us talk about a 2 kilowatt solar system. A 2 kilowatt solar system is installed in on-grid very rarely. Mostly in Haryana, many people installed 2 kilowatt systems because they were getting extra subsidy on 2 kilowatt systems. But an on-grid system becomes quite costly because subsidy panels are DCR panels and they are very costly. If I give you an approximate idea, the panels installed under subsidy are DCR panels, which can cost up to 30 rupees per watt. But for non-subsidy projects, meaning when you do not want subsidy, those panels cost around 17 to 18 rupees per watt or maximum up to 20 rupees per watt. It depends on the technology and which brand's panels you are taking. So only in the price of solar panels you can see a big difference. Where you get 1 kilowatt panels for only 19,000 rupees, their DCR panels cost you 30,000 rupees. Because of this, the price of an on-grid system also becomes higher. The price of an on-grid system is around 1,20,000 rupees and you get a subsidy of around 60,000 rupees on it. So you get it for 60,000 rupees. But if you have power cut problems, you cannot install this. Then you have to go for an off-grid system. For 2 kilowatt systems also, many inverters are available on which you can install 2 kilowatt panels and also run 2 kilowatt load. For example, the Apertron 3200 inverter. On this you can run 2 kilowatt load and install 2 kilowatt panels. Apart from this, Asa Power has the Rover 3024 and UTL has its 3400 model. So many brands now have 3 kVA inverters. You have to use them, and on these inverters you have to connect at least 2 batteries. Which model is best for you depends on which battery you are using. If you want to run heavy load and also want fast battery charging, then go for lithium battery. If you do not want to run heavy load and do not need fast charging, then you can take lead acid battery setup. 3 kVA 24 volt inverters in most brands cost around 17,000 to 18,000 rupees, and in Asa Power they cost around 38,000 rupees. 2 lead acid batteries cost around 25,000 rupees. If you choose lithium, then it costs around 32,000 to 33,000 rupees. Apart from this, 2 kilowatt non-DCR solar panels cost around 37,000 to 38,000 rupees. And extra cost for structure and wiring is around 15,000 rupees. So roughly you will see a 2 kilowatt off-grid system costs around 95,000 rupees, and with lithium it costs around 1 lakh rupees. Now let us talk about a 3 kilowatt solar system, which is the most commonly used or installed. If you take a 3 kilowatt system in on-grid, the current price is around 1,80,000 to 2 lakh rupees. But here you get 78,000 rupees subsidy from the central government, and some special states give extra subsidy. Like in UP you get 20,000 rupees extra. So in UP you get 1,08,000 rupees subsidy on a 3 kilowatt system. In that case, this system comes to you for less than 1 lakh rupees. Now talking about off-grid inverters, you can increase or decrease the price according to your choice. As we told in the 2 kilowatt system, 3 kVA 24 volt inverters support up to 3 kilowatt panels. If your load is around 1500 watt and you want to run 3 kilowatt panels, then you can take any of these inverters. For example, Apertron 3200. On this also you can install 3 kilowatt panels on just 2 batteries. If you go with this, your system cost will be around 1,30,000 rupees. But on this you cannot run 3 kilowatt load. For running 3 kilowatt load, you need a 5 kVA inverter if you want transformer based, or a 3.5 kilowatt inverter if you want transformer less. Only then you can prepare a full 3 kilowatt setup. But here I recommend that instead of off-grid, you should go for hybrid. In hybrid, you get the grid export feature. If you get even 5 to 6 hours of electricity in a day, you can use the grid export feature. And now in the market, many 3.5 kilowatt hybrid inverters are available in different budgets. For example, Servotech has a 3.5 or 3.6 kilowatt inverter that costs around 40,000 rupees. If you want better quality, you can go for DI, where the inverter costs around 80,000 rupees. Similarly, UTL also gives around 80,000 rupees for a 3.5 kilowatt hybrid inverter. So you only need to pay extra for the inverter. You can install the same panels and the same batteries to prepare your system. This system costs around 2 lakh rupees. This will be transformer-less technology, meaning highly efficient. You also get app monitoring features. You also get parallel connectivity, meaning you can connect inverters in parallel in the future. So it totally depends on your budget whether you can spend around 2 lakh rupees for a 3 kilowatt system or not. This will run a 3 kilowatt load and you can install 3 kilowatt panels also. Next comes the 5 kilowatt system, which is used the most. If you install an on-grid system, it costs around 2,50,000 to 3 lakh rupees depending on the brand and location. The same cost comes for off-grid also, because a 5 kVA inverter costs 50,000 to 55,000 rupees. You need 4 batteries which cost around 50,000 rupees, and 5 kilowatt panels cost around 90,000 rupees. Apart from this, extra cost of around 45,000 to 50,000 rupees also comes. So roughly you will see that in off-grid also it costs costs around 2,50,000 rupees. But here you can make your system hybrid by changing only the inverter. If your budget is low, you can take UTL Sigma Pro inverter. You only need to spend 10,000 to 15,000 rupees extra. So for around 2,70,000 rupees, you can install a UTL hybrid system. If you want transformerless technology, then the cost increases by 20,000 to 30,000 rupees. So around 3 lakh rupees, you can install a 5 kilowatt hybrid system. But this does not include lithium battery. It includes lead acid. If you want lithium, UTL offers it for around 65,000 to 70,000 rupees. Then the cost increases to around 3,30,000 rupees. If you take DAE lithium battery, the cost becomes around 3,50,000 rupees. So it depends on which brand battery and inverter you choose. Based on that, your complete system will be installed. Roughly, the price comes between 2,50,000 and 3,50,000 rupees. Even in hybrid, if you want a subsidy system, the cost increases again because DCR solar panels are more expensive. DCR panels of 5 kilowatt cost around 1,50,000 rupees, making the total cost around 4 lakh rupees. But if you install more than 5 kilowatt, you should install a non-subsidy system. Only then you will benefit. And in non-subsidy also, you can install a hybrid system where you get the grid export feature. This reduces your electricity bill and you also get battery backup. Now, if you install a 10 kilowatt hybrid system, here the pricing is very different. If you go for transformer-based inverters, then you need a 10 kVA inverter. You need at least 10 batteries, and for more backup, you can even install 15 batteries. If you do not need much backup, you can take a 4 battery inverter, which comes in transformer-less technology. On this, you can run around 8 kilowatt load and install up to 10 kilowatt panels. This costs around 1,50,000 rupees. 10 kilowatt non-DCR panels cost around 1,80,000 rupees. If you install 4 lead acid batteries, the cost is 50,000 rupees. If you choose lithium, UTL gives it for 70,000 rupees. DAE gives it for 1 lakh rupees. Apart from this, extra expenses of around 80,000 to 90,000 rupees also come. So the total cost becomes around 5 lakh rupees. Now you will see that if you choose a subsidy system, the 5 kilowatt system was around 4 lakh rupees. But you get around 1,08,000 rupees subsidy, so it becomes around 3 lakh rupees. But here the 10 kilowatt system costs around 5 lakh rupees. Now if you cannot understand which size of solar system is right for you, then you have to see your daily power consumption. If you consume around 5 units daily, then you can take a 1 kilowatt system. If you consume 25 units daily, you can take a 5 kilowatt system. If you consume 50 units daily, you can take a 10 kilowatt system. If you still have any question or suggestion about this, comment in the video comment box. If you like the video, like it and share it. Also subscribe to our channel, and after subscribing, press the bell icon so that you get this type of information from time to time.